Yeah, I'd say the first segment of the race we were decent, but just just couldn't really go anywhere. I kind of ran in fifth or sixth for a while, and I could see a couple guys losing the handle a little bit, and I was able to work my way up through. But from the second run on, the track came to us, or I don't know, something happened there, and the car was just incredible the rest of the day. I mean, we had to adjust a bit. I think the track changed the first 3/4 of the race, and we had to stay on top of adjustments to get there. And then at the end, we really honed in on the balance of the race car I was after and what adjustments to put under it, and that thing was awesome. See you, bud. Yep.
We're going to open up now the questions. Please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. We'll start with Dan.
Dan Gelson, the Associated Press. Jimmy, what exactly did you notice was wrong with the track during driver introductions, and when did you have hernia surgery?
Two off-the-wall questions, for sure. So the track, when I was coming to the driver's meeting, I could just see the corner of one of those slabs, the way the squares or rectangles are poured on the track. I could see something from afar that just looked like the edge was broken, like the corner was broken on it. I didn't think much of it. I mean, there's countless track vehicles driving around the racetrack and actually right over the top of it looking at it, and everybody else. I just didn't think much of it. I saw it from afar and just chalked it up to maybe a bad angle looking at something, because I didn't drive over the top of it. I saw it from 40, 50 yards away. And when I came back around and saw that was the spot, I'm like, no way, that's what I saw from afar earlier. And then the hernia surgery was literally right after the banquet. Got home Sunday and then went in Monday morning following the banquet. I had, I'm surprised nobody knew about this thing sooner. It wasn't a secret by any stretch of the imagination, but I had bilateral hernias, so one on each side, and then a third one in my belly button. So I was very lucky to go in and have all three fixed. And it wasn't a sports hernia. It was just something over time and getting older that they said something like 60% of men near the age of 40 have these and don't know. But I saw one mid-season, a little protrusion in my skin, and I went and had it checked out, and they're like, you've got a couple years to get it fixed. So I figured I'd get it fixed sooner than later, and went in right after the banquet. And then that kind of led to us missing out on some of the test sessions that went on during the winter months. But we felt like it was time to shut things down and let the team kind of recoup, and then just got back after that.
We'll go over next to Steve. Please raise your hand if you have any questions.
Steve Richards, the PRN. Jimmy, Chad in here just said that at Charlotte he brought your favorite car. Here he brought your another favorite car. Indianapolis, another favorite car. Do you believe him, or is that just psychological on Chad's part?
You never know with the crew chief. I knew that our 600 car was good. This was a new car that we brought here, and I think Indy, it might be a frame that we've had in the system, but it's things have changed quite a bit with this no ride height limit. So we're now at a point where we've identified areas to produce speed and bringing new versions and new cars to the track. So what we learned here is good, and it's going to help change our system. And then Pocono, Indy, those. I know Chad's working hard on our Indy race car. We should have a nice one there too.
I mean, can you tell by feel that it's a favorite car, so to speak?
It's harder with these with the chassis we have now. When I first started, I still remember the chassis number. It was number 059 was a chassis that I loved, and it had this soft, squishy feeling to it, and it worked so well at the rough track. So we won a bunch of races at Charlotte with it, a bunch of races at Atlanta, and really the car probably won more than anywhere. In today's world, with the bodies being mandated and how they're positioned on the cars, the chassis being line on line, the centers being line on line with the chassis and body, it's been very difficult to know what car you climb in. NASCAR has made them all so equal, and for them easier to regulate than to officiate, so I understand why, but it's difficult now to know what car you're in, to say, yeah, that's my favorite. So I used to pay attention to it, and anymore, if he tells me it's a great car, I just get in there and go, believe him.
We're going to go to Giselle next, then we'll go upstairs to the press box. Giselle.
Jimmy, 47 ABC. Can you describe your thoughts going into the last 10 laps and, possibly winning, close enough that you're winning the race? Just what's going in your head at that time? Through
I
your
would
head.
tend to go just hoping it would stay green, and then when the caution came out, I'm scouring the track looking for where the debris might be, and I saw some rubber offline and assumed that's what it was for, and I was hopeful I would see like a bumper lane out there, something big and noticeable. But cautions at the end, you can kind of expect them for whatever reason. And truthfully, it's an opportunity for the guy that's dominated all day to make a mistake. So I wanted to make sure I chose the right lane and got a good restart and got up through the gears well, and that all worked out for us.
Great. We'll head upstairs to the press box. Press box.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. On the topic of the hernia surgery, I think you ran the half marathon in Daytona, so I assumed you were fully healthy by the time the season started. But do you think that in any way led to you starting not as fast as you wanted, either because of your health or because you weren't at the test and that put you behind at all?
Yeah, and I think there's a couple pieces to it. We missed, I think, 3 test sessions the start of the year. One was because of the hernia surgery, and I was back training again. I think it was 10 days later. So it was a laparoscopic procedure, so it wasn't all that invasive. First couple of days sucked, there's no doubt about that, but then quickly got back together and was training within 10 days. So it affected that first test date, and then we had 2 other test dates scheduled at Nashville that made us comfortable to give up that Charlotte test so I could have the hernia surgery, and both of those were canceled due to weather. So 3 opportunities for us to go test were out the window, and I do feel like that hurt us some and had us behind a little bit, especially once we did get to Nashville and we were there and the 4-car was there testing. We knew we had a gap to make up, and those guys were off to a quick start. So I think it was a combination of some bad weather and then my procedure.
We'll keep it upstairs.
Joe Jennings, Motorsport.com. Jimmy, what is it about Dover that makes it so special, or you are so successful here?
It just fits my style. I mean, you need a race car that's loose and turns very strong here to get it done and to be fast on the long haul. And I just have to put a lot of weight in that. There's something, too, with the loading characteristics when you come off the straightaway and land down in the corner that fits with me well, too. I notice that I make up a lot of time on people through that portion of the corner. And then I think the fact that I like a loose race car helps us stay fast for long runs, and those 2 things together work really well.
Got another question upstairs. If you have any questions down here, just raise your hand. Upstairs.
Brant James, ESPN.com. Certainly 2 wins in a row is great, but it seems like a lot of factors are coming together now. Do you feel like you're on the verge of maybe a big run in the summertime, and do you have any other non-secrets that you should definitely tell us about, like the hernia stuff?
I didn't realize that was, 1, a secret, or 2, public information. I mean, it's just, have you had any surgeries lately? Is there any procedures? When did you have your teeth cleaned? I need to know immediately.
10 days ago.
No, and again, it wasn't supposed to be a secret. I'm surprised. I mean, everybody at the track knew. All the other competitors knew that I wasn't there because I was having a procedure done. So why I didn't make it through the media centers beyond me, and no big deal, I guess. But we can get on a roll. We've got some good tracks ahead for us. I think that tracks really build momentum for teams and drivers. And going to Charlotte's a great track. Here's a great track for us. Pocono next weekend's Chad's favorite racetrack. And I think you can look ahead at the summer months and see who historically runs well at certain tracks and kind of pick your favorites. It certainly has been that way for us. The tracks that we've been bad at, we've gone there and have been embarrassed by our performance. And then the tracks that are good to us still have been good to us.
We're wrapped up down here with Ryan.
Ryan McGee, ESPN. Some drivers in the garage suggesting a repave because of the concrete thing. If they said they were going to repave this place, what would you do?
Pavement or concrete?
Several guys mentioned asphalt.
Asphalt. I heard the asphalt days were a lot of fun. I'm cool with whatever. It doesn't really really bothered me. I haven't felt like the surface has given me an advantage. I feel like it's the shape of the track, and then the way you land in the corner, and how you can pick your line and work the controls in the car to get through that landing portion of the track. So if the topography and kind of general shape stays the same, I'm fine with whatever surface is down. And just a quick note, whatever they put in that pothole worked awfully damn well. Hats off to the track for the fix that they made.